What's up guys, it's Amanda and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and also happy Cinco de Mayo. For those of you who don't know what Cinco de Mayo is, it means May the 5th in Spanish, and it's a day that commemorates Mexico's victory against the French in 1862. But in more modern day terms, it's an excuse to eat tacos and drink tequila. So, being that it was May the 4th yesterday and Cinco de Mayo today, I asked you guys on Instagram what piece that you would like to see me create for this Friday's video, and it was a total tiebreaker. I had people requesting Cinco de Mayo, I had people requesting Star Wars, and I even had people requesting that I do a combination of both. So I did. I decided to draw a stormtrooper in a sombrero drinking a margarita in a red shirt that has green chili peppers on it. Why? Because, I don't know, I thought it would be funny. Now, I live in a state that actually borders Mexico, and I have a very rich Hispanic culture, and I feel very connected to it, so I don't need an excuse to eat tacos and drink tequila, but by all means, if you guys do, now's your chance. I also just thought that this was a kind of fun and quirky design, and it was a lot of fun to create, actually. It was kind of an impromptu decision. I had another Star Wars piece in mind, actually, that I thought I was going to end up going with, but I'm deciding to save that for a later day, so you will see that sometime in the future, but in the meantime, you get this lovely gem. So I'm coloring this with Copic markers on a piece of 6x8 multimedia paper. This is still my favorite paper to work with, and this is one of my favorite sizes. Now, what's kind of different about this piece is the composition is a little bit different in that the character itself is larger, and he sort of like cropped off the page. And what I realized is that this kind of allowed me to get in a lot more detail with my coloring. Now, previously in older pieces of mine, coloring the skin with Copic markers has always been a very monotonous process. It's always involved multiple colors and an intense amount of blending, and it can sort of look muddy at times, and it can be kind of frustrating. However, in this piece, I used only 3 colors for the skin, and I actually feel like I got more detail and it looks more precise. The shading looks more accurate than most of my other pieces, and I'm not really sure why that is, other than the arm and the hand being a little bit larger and closer up, therefore allowing me to get more of that detail in. I'm not really sure, but I am very happy with the way that the hand came out in this piece. It's actually one of my favorite parts. And I don't know, I just thought I would kind of point that out to you guys, because I do think that that was a definite place where I saw improvement in this piece. Something that I think I rushed a little bit was the margarita glass. I think I could have rendered that a little bit better if I had taken more time, but this wasn't really meant to be like a super insane detailed piece. Obviously, it was just meant to be fun and lighthearted, and the end result is something that I am really happy with. I actually had a lot of fun coloring the Stormtrooper helmet as well, and I tried to really limit my colors in this piece, meaning I tried to only use 3 colors at the most for each area in the piece. So for the helmet, I used neutral gray 0, neutral gray 1, and neutral gray 3. I also used some darker cool grays for the black parts of the helmet, but you'll see that later on. For the shirt, I used R29, R37, and R59. For the sombrero, I used E31, E33, E35, and I think a little bit of E43 just to kind of cool down the shadows a little bit. But you can see I tried to really limit my colors here, and I think that that's part of the reason I like it too, because it looks very bold and it doesn't look too overcomplicated, which can sometimes happen when you use too many colors. I also love the background color. I think it really just kind of brings the whole piece together. It really ties in the red with the green, and I just think it looks very fun and very fitting. So yeah, you guys wanted a combination Cinco de Mayo Star Wars piece, so I bring you Cinco de Star Wars, even though I know in Spanish that means doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make any sense. I decided to title it that because people know Cinco de Mayo and people know Star Wars, so it'll be very clear to people what the combination of those terms means, even though in Spanish it doesn't actually really make sense. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I can really talk about with this piece, because there really wasn't much to it. It was pretty straightforward, and once I added the dark parts of the mask in, it really came together and it was very clear what I was trying to achieve. I also just opted to do the Stormtrooper mask and not the full armor getup, partially because I'm not really that familiar with drawing armor, and I also didn't really think it was necessary to do it. I thought it would be funnier to draw in a printed shirt, you know? I thought that would be more fun, and I got to draw like a little bit of chest hair in later on, which I think just is really the icing on the cake for this piece. The margarita glass was the part that I struggled most with in this piece because of the translucency, and trying to incorporate the other colors in the piece through the glass was a little bit complicated. I think it looks okay. I think it definitely reads as being a clear glass filled with a margarita. It's just I could have probably done it a little bit better. So I like to make notes of those things, not to tear myself down, but just to kind of give myself constructive criticism and become aware of the places that I have room for improvement. And also by voicing it to you guys on my videos, it's kind of holding me accountable. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of a way that I can keep track of my own improvements throughout my channel. So now I'm just lining the piece and adding in some finishing touches. I used a few different things to line this piece. I used these Prismacolor fine line markers. I used some colored pencils. I think I used a couple Stabilo fine liners as well, especially to outline the glass and the white parts of the mask, because that was a gray liner that just looked really subtle but still added that structure that I wanted. And then I added a few details with my white gel pen, and that was pretty much it. You can see I'm going in with some colored pencils now just to kind of further intensify some shading. I also wanted to make the green reflect a little bit on his hands from the margarita, because I feel like that would happen in real life, so I tried to kind of mimic that as well. But overall, I'm really happy with this piece, and I hope you guys are too. If you decide to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, whether that be conquering the French or just downing a lot of tequila, be safe and have fun, and I will see you guys next week with some brand new videos. Bye!